Hello, everyone, and welcome to our third lesson on error handling. In our previous lessons, we learned how to deal with compilation errors. These are basically errors that happen when we try to compile the code, and of course, they prevent the code from compiling in the first place. That is one type of error, and we recognize them through that orange grid in the Ninja script editor. Now, I know you hate bugs. Nobody really likes dealing with them, but it's crucial that you get to know another type of bug. Up until now, we've talked about compilation errors, and now we're going to talk about runtime errors. If you look at the name, you can probably guess exactly what they do. They happen during runtime. This means we already compiled the code successfully, but then when we actually ran the indicator, an unexpected error occurred while it was actively running. If you don't have a background in programming, I'm pretty sure you might think I'm speaking gibberish right now. So let's look at an example so you can understand it immediately. Let's go back to our familiar code, volume spike breakout. I made a tiny change to the code that will cause a runtime error, but it won't stop it from compiling successfully. All I did was change one parameter of this function to null. Notice that when I compile the code, it compiles successfully without any problem. But now, let's try to load this indicator onto the chart. Notice that I loaded the indicator onto the chart, but we actually don't see anything. From this, we can understand that something suddenly popped up during the indicator's runtime and prevented it from working. Now the question is, how can we actually find and monitor this error so we can send it to our agent in the hopes that it will help us solve the problem? At this point, I want to introduce you to another very important window in NinjaTrader. This will be the window where we can find the errors that happen during runtime. Please go to the main menu of the NinjaTrader software, then click on New, and then click on Ninja Script Output. Notice that a black window has now appeared. This window is very important to us because it's going to show us the errors that occurred during runtime, allowing us to understand exactly what stopped our script from working. So let's try loading the indicator onto the chart one more time, and see if the Ninja script output alerts us to any issue preventing the indicator from running properly. So what I'm doing now is basically reloading it onto the chart by pressing F5, or I can simply click Reload Ninja Script right here, and look what happened. Our Ninja script output window is displaying an error that occurred during runtime. It even specifies the name of the indicator and the name of the function right here. Of course, we don't need to understand the underlying problem ourselves. We just need to know how to be the pipeline that transfers this information to our agent. So let's just copy what's written here, paste it over to our agent, and see if it manages to solve it. Okay, notice that the agent claimed it successfully fixed our problem. So let's go back to our chart now and see if it actually did. Let's reload the indicator by right-clicking with the mouse, and then selecting Reload Ninja Script to see if the issue is resolved. Fortunately, the agent was able to identify and fix the bug, and now the indicator is working exactly as we expected. Excellent! So now you are masters of error handling, and you know how to deal with both compilation errors and runtime errors. I know this part might have been a bit dry, but it's actually a very critical and important step for your progress as AI coders. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next lesson. Bye-bye.